Benfica Podcast is one of the founding members of Benfica Independent. Benfica Independent is an independent platform made by fans for fans, and in it you can find opinion articles, podcasts, including ours truly, and also modalidades, if you will. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/Benfica Independent, where you can get merch, you can sign to get exclusive content, and share your Benfiquismo.
Ser benfiquista é uma crença.
É uma religião muito grande.
A adesão a um culto que é liberado, que crê, que é mental, que é o caráter das pessoas.
A alma de quem é grande, maior que os maiores. É uma paixão pouca explicação.
Eu não consigo explicar o que é ser do Benfica. Eu sinto o que é ser do Benfica. É de facto uma paixão e as paixões são assim, vivem-se assim intensamente.
Aqui não há nenhuma razão, é paixão, paixão, paixão.
Ser Benfica. Até à morte.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Talking to the Doll Benfica podcast. My name is Alfredo Fumaças. With me, as always, Cristiano Oliveira. What's happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody ready?
Everybody ready?
I'm ready. Another
With-
fantastic dia para falar do Benfica.
With me also, Dave de Oliveira. What's happening, Dave?
Like our colleague Steve Santos used to say, another night, another podcast. I think that's as positive as it's going to get tonight, but we've got some things for the Freddies here to keep them entertained. But as always, good to be on with you and Cristiano tonight.
Oh, he's so kind. So kind.
Nice. Yeah, welcome all the Freddies. Bruno Barros, Michael Machado. Cristiano, how much did you pay Bruno Barros to be on this fucking
Ele é que paga a mim,
on this
caralho.
chat, bro?
Ele é que me paga a mim. Como é
Então,
que é?
então o gajo fez, he did the poster for the
Hey.
one feature that we're going to talk about,
Boas, eu.
and he only puts monks.
Well,
He doesn't
because, I
put
mean,
that we're going to talk about the all-stars.
you have to understand, quando a tua qualidade não passa mais a ser mais de um manco, that's what you relate to, bro, you know?
And then he put 9:30, but he didn't put Eastern Standard Time.
Sim, it's 9:30 somewhere, bro.
Anyway,
But listen, appreciate it. Oh, Burrinho Barros. Thank you.
we love you. We
Love you.
Bruno.
Long time. Appreciate everything you do for us, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, episode
But-
number 435 is what we're up to, and we had we had a little bit of a structure and a lineup that you guys have grown accustomed to seeing, which is talking about the games, and but tonight we're doing something totally different, right? So to celebrate our 10th year,
We're ending it right here?
no, we're celebrating the
Oh,
10th
I
year.
thought that was
It's
a
like
special thing. We're not
Hey,
even gonna.
it's going to be a year-long celebration, Cristiano.
We didn't get
Decade-
kicked off
decade
YouTube
long.
after showing the game last week, so
Oh,
something
that's
to celebrate.
That's a good thing. I didn't even check, Dave.
It goes to
but
show you
anyway.
how much they pay his attention, bro. They didn't even realize it. Vê lá tu.
So in honor of the 10th year, what I did is I went back 10 seasons, the 10 seasons that we've been putting out this podcast, and what I did is I basically collected all the players from those 10 seasons, all the players that were, and as a source I used 00. But I'll talk more a little bit more about that, but anyway, what I wanted to say is that instead of talking about the games, and I made an executive decision here to not talk about the games, because really these days it seems that we're always repeating ourselves. We're always saying the same things, criticizing the same guys, criticizing the coach, criticizing the substitutions, and it's, quite honestly, it's getting tired. So
Tiring.
yeah, but I'm getting tired.
Yeah,
but tiring.
It's very
Um,
tiring. Yeah.
But what we wanted to do and keep it fun, so at least people would listen and have fun during this time rather than always be a therapy session. We figured that we would do our all-star teams and our Manku star teams. So we took the 500 players from those 10 years and we put them together, and then we all selected our 11 11 plus 7 subs, right? Cristiano says I copped out on this one.
Yeah, it should have just been 11. I think that at least the start, because the Mancos, we could list starting 11, U23 11, a Seychelles 11, a U19. We could do the whole Academia 11. You know what I mean? We got fill out, but the stars, I think it should have been cutthroat 11, because then you got to make some tough decisions. You know, throwing in the backups, it's a cop out. You know, it's kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
eles no deixaste aqui fora. You know, you're not gonna get the guys like you go criticize. How could you do? You know, you're not gonna get any, because you're gonna have these guys at least on the bench. But look, it is what it is. Capitão made the rules, and I just used a very famous line there, if you didn't notice. A very famous Portuguese poet once said it. It is what it is, and we just got to live with it. And it's Alfredo's rules, and look, it is what it is.
Yeah. So starting 11 plus to give a chance to the other 7 guys that will be on the bench. And I thought about the yeah, and I thought about the all-star teams that are put out. Sometimes there's always a starting team, there's always bench sometimes. So we thought about that. So all-star guys, right, or 18 all-stars and or 18 Manco stars, which is basically the scrubs, or if you will, that played for Benfica during these 10 seasons. So we all got our lists, right? We don't need to talk about Sporting. We don't need to talk about and 2 losses, same old shit.
Bro,
Let's have some fun.
The big surprise here was going to be they lost, but you gave it away. I mean, come on.
Psych.
Didn't everybody watch the game? Or the games?
Infligement.
All right, let's start. Right. So as I mentioned, 500 players, and the count when I put the Excel spreadsheet together, and then the pivots and all came out and ended up 500 players. But really what I did is I used 00 as a source and pulled out all the players. And mind you that 00 will have players from the B team on there that were actually at some point on the A squad or were training with the A squad. So you'll see a lot of guys. We saw a lot of guys that didn't have much playing time. But I think we concentrated more on the guys that had some playing time, that we, especially me from the scrubs, to determine, yes, they were a scrub, rather than just naming a scrub just by name without really having a chance to see him.
What if you didn't play because you were a scrub?
Right, but could have been a kid from the B team that was on the. There's so many guys on there.
Just throwing a wrench into it, you know what I mean? Sabes como é que é?
Cuidado.
Eu não fizesse.
Cuidado. So, who's going to start? Dave, you're going to start, right?
I'm still filling out Cristiano's Manco team because he's got so many guys on his list here. But
that's hilarious.
What do we want to start off with the all podcast team? Are we going to start off positive?
We got to start with the all podcast team. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you on that, man.
Okay.
Dave, if you need more time, man, me and Cristiano will do ours.
We couldn't shit chorizas. No, he did his.
My lineup is done. I gotta
yours is the one that's not done.
Yeah,
but he needs to do it.
We'll get it done. We'll get it done here. Let's get it started with my all podcast team here. Let me share.
Vamos ver isto.
Peraí, onde é que está o drum roll,
pá? Peraí. Oh, that's not the one, Dave. I'm sorry.
Save that for later on. But in the back there, I've got Ederson as my starting keeper, Oblak as the backup. I've got Grimaldo there as the left back, the center back pairing as with Garay and Luizão, and Nelson Semedo as my right back. Ruben Dias and Lindelof as the backups to Garay and Luizão. In the middle there, I got Witsel and Matic, with Sanchez and Aymar as the backups. On the wings, I got Gaetan and Salvio with Rafa on the wing as a backup. Alfredo, I think you were saying not one of these current Benfica stars made any of our teams, but I included Rafa as a backup on my all-decade team here. And then up top, I've got Cardozo and Jonas with João Felix coming off the bench as a sub there.
I'm surprised you didn't put your boy Seferovic.
I couldn't do it. As much as I love him, he's not good enough to make the all podcast team, and he's too good to make the Manco team. So
yeah,
he's missing here.
Let's look at this. So the best left back you've seen play for Benfica in your whole time that you've been following Benfica with a little bit more attention is Grimaldo?
No, the last 10 years, he said.
For the last 10 years is
Yeah,
Grimaldo.
so let's say for the last 10 years, right?
Yeah, I know you guys had somebody else, but I don't want to spoil it. But I had Grimaldo there. As much as we like to rag on him right now, I still think that he has the edge over the guys you and Chris both picked.
I don't want to pee in your parade, but if I look, fantastic team. But if I had a bone to pick with you, would be if I had to just look at your middle there, I would swap Sanchez and Aymar because Aymar is not a 6. Sanchez, if they had to fill a role, right? Sanchez will be the backup to Matip and Aymar, but it's still a fantastic team.
They're just coming off. I had to put them as subs. There.
Sim.
Estás a implicar com o homem por ele
No,
pôr
man,
esquerdo.
you know, I'm helping them out, bro. Yeah, tenho Hawkeye, treinador. Eu
No,
sou,
I like this. I like this lineup. I think this lineup is strong. Let me ask you this, Dave.
Yeah.
You think that if you had all these guys in their prime, you think we can make a run at the Champions League?
I believe so. When most of these guys when they did play together, you saw Benfica make those long runs in European competitions. And if we have them all at the same time, I don't see why not. They had at least quarterfinals, maybe even semifinals. Heaven forbid I even say finals with the amount of talent that's on this this team right here. It would be pretty hard to argue against it.
Yeah. What about you, Chris?
I believe my Monku team will make the Champions League quarterfinals.
Of what? Curling?
Hey, no disrespect to curling. They're fantastic. Hey,
No, the curling is going on right now.
Portuguese team doing? They qualified for they're in the Olympics, right?
No,
They're in.
They didn't qualify.
Not this time.
Os Olímpicos das Ilhas Portuguesas, pá. At least say that. But
No,
okay. But good luck to them. Get
Wait,
back
so
to this.
Quarterfinals, you think, Chris? More
The
than
Monkus?
that, no?
With this
No,
team?
this team. I
Yeah,
think, how far do you think we could get?
Look, I think this team, obviously, when it comes to the Champions League, a lot of it has to do with the draw. But yeah, I mean, you get favorable draws. And look, this is a fantastic team. I mean, Benfica had fantastic players. Most of these guys went on to play with the biggest clubs in the world, making their own Champions League runs. So absolutely, I think Benfica with this team right here will be a serious contender to lift the trophy with the Big Orelhas.
Yeah, I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking of how many of these guys actually played on the same team. So I know definitely Garay and Luizão played together. I don't think Grimaldo ever played with Garay. I don't think Nelson Smith ever played with Garay. Witzel was a different season than Matic. I think Salvio and Gaetan played together. Salvio, Jonas, and Gaetan played together.
Of course, Cardozo too. No, Cardozo wasn't there. I'm sorry. Cardozo wasn't there.
Yeah,
Cardozo never
left
played
right
with
before.
Jonas either.
Yeah,
that's
Cardozo
what
left
I
right before Jonas, I think.
No, that's what I meant when I said they didn't play together. I meant with Jonas, Salvio, and Gaetan played together, but not with Cardozo. That's what I was going to say. And let me just comment here real quick on the chat with the Freddies. Davey, you're mentioning Coentrão and Moxie, a right back. Sorry, not sorry, but these guys that's longer than 10 years ago. No, Moxie was on the list.
Moxie's there.
Coentrão is
And
not.
Coentrão.
Ramirez and Di Maria. No, these guys. Bruno Bar's another one. Epa, they didn't do the list.
Bruno,
it has
to
to
be.
be.
Bruno.
It's got to be in the last 10 years. Right, so from 2012 to 2022, don't give me guys in 11. I think Di Maria left in 11. So therefore, he's not part of therefore, he's not available for us to pick him up. So there's rules and stipulations.
I could tell you who the left backs were. All right, so Grimaldo, Eliseu, Nuno Tavares, Melgarejo, Emerson, Guilherme Siqueira, João Capdevila, Luizinho, Yuri Ribeiro, Bruno Cortes, Loures Benítez, Luís Martins, Clécio Buac, Marcelo Hermes, and the rest that were listed on here never played a game. So that was the whole list that we had to pick from in terms of left backs.
Don't give up all the positions because we still got yours and
I only heard
Chris's
on that list.
lineup here.
Yeah,
that was half of
I
Chris's Monku team.
I just wanted people to get an idea. So from the time that we started the podcast, which is in 2012, to now, it was past those 10 seasons. So some guys just missed the cutoff, I think, like Di Maria that Cristiano was talking about.
Yep. All right. You want to move on to my team? Because I know Alfredo, you trying to keep the last, the Capitano. That's fine. I'll
No,
go
it
next.
doesn't matter.
I'll go next. I'll go. Ready,
You
Dave?
go next.
Doesn't
Hold
matter.
up.
Okay.
Champions League, back to back Champions League team right there. Wow.
Okay,
Hold on.
disclosure here. I don't have the subs showing for Chris's team, but I'll go over them and I'll announce the subs. Chris has Oblak in net with Ederson as the backup. Cicada on the left. Ruben Dias and Luizão as your center backs with Garay as the backup. Nelson Semedo as his right back. In the middle, he has Axel Witsel and Matic with Renato and Aymar as his backups. Gaetan on the left and João Felix on the right with Salvio as backup.
And I meant Geds too. Throw Geds as a backup. We're gonna throw another
Gedge
one
as
in
well.
there. Yes.
Gedge as well. And then Cardozo and Jonas up top. And he also gave a special shout out to Enzo Perez as well.
And
the
Adel
midfielder
Tarap
there.
for the street soccer team, but we weren't talking about that. But yeah, that's my team, Alfredo. I think that's a solid ass team.
Yeah, that is.
I think look to be fair, right? We were sitting around and joking around, but at the end of the day, I believe whatever team. Now we haven't seen yours yet, but this is a quality team. Benfica's had, as we mentioned before, tremendous players up and down this lineup. We've been very fortunate. Unfortunately, none of these guys reside at the club right now, and things are bleak. But that's why we're trying to keep this a little bit upbeat today and talk about the last 10 years because there's a lot of fond memories over the last 10 years.
for sure.
So,
I think it's. I find it interesting that you kind of shoehorned João Felix on the right.
well, I could have put him on the left and Gaetan on the right. Because they both played in that position at Benfica as well. So, João Felix is my boy. I believe he's a world-class talent. I understand he had a short career at Benfica, but nonetheless, he was phenomenal. He was a big part in the reason, for Benfica overturning that 7-point deficit to our neighbors, not our neighbors, but our rivals up north. So he's going to get a shout out. I think that guy could play on many teams around the world, and why not on this Benfica team? I absolutely love Toto Salvio. I thought he was tremendous for a while. There's other players, as we mentioned, the Gonzalo Guedes. Also played on a wing, but I think João, just his talent and the things that he's able to do with the ball, the playmaking, he's the total package. And so I have to give my man a shout out, and I got to put him out there.
Yeah, who's the backup goalie?
Ederson.
So Cristiano, you look at Oblak and you look at Ederson, and what makes you pick Oblak over Ederson?
As much as I love,
not that I'm questioning it. I
No,
just
that's
wanna
fine, that's
hear
fine.
what your reasoning is.
as much as I love Ederson, I've always felt Oblak was just a step better, a step ahead. Oblak went on to play his, the remaining of his career up to this day at Atletico Madrid, and he's been at the top of his craft. There's not many guys you could put ahead of him in the history of football over the last 6-7 years or whatever it may be. I just think the world of the guy. I know this year he's not having the best of seasons, but I still do believe he's one of the best players at that position in world football. You can make the argument over the last couple of seasons that he was the premier goalkeeper around the world. So, look, I understand at Benfica he had a short spell. Ederson had more success, but again, this is my team, right? If I had to pick a guy to play a game, I would have picked Oblak over Ederson. Simple as that.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not.
No, I know you're not
disputing it.
questioning. I'm just yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear what your reasoning was behind it. That's
Look,
all.
the fact of the matter is that when it comes to Benfica at the goalkeeper position over the last 10 years, right? I don't think there's a wrong answer, whether it's Oblak, whether it's Ederson. There's not a
Yeah.
wrong answer. I think at center backs, whether it's Ruben Dias, Luizão, and Garay, and even Lindelof. Lindelof played really well at Benfica. Look, there's really no wrong answer. Matic as the defense, as the six, as the defensive center mid. I don't think that's the wrong answer. There's other guys that you could plug in there, but there's just some guys that stand out above everyone else. Same thing with Nico Gaetan at the left mid position. There's been guys that have had success, but Nico is the guy that had the longest, the longevity at Benfica. He was a player that did a little bit of everything for us, and he was so key in Benfica winning a lot of those titles. Again, there's we've been fortunate, as I mentioned before. There's a long list of guys, of quality guys that we've had the privilege of watching. I believe you missed a guy as well, Dave. I don't think you mentioned him as a backup. My boy Rodrigo. I thought Rodrigo was phenomenal at Benfica. And so look, again, we've been fortunate over the years to have these lads play at Benfica, and it's been absolutely a joy to watch these guys when they ply their trade on the field wearing a Benfica shirt.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Do you think that Cardozo and Jonas could play at the same time?
Oh, absolutely. I think Jonas could play with me and you.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, just imagine Jonas getting somebody cut, all these defenders to come on him and really try to get him off the ball, and he just lays it off to Cardozo, who just absolutely smashes it with that left foot up for 9. Boom!
Smashing it from anywhere, man.
Yeah, from anywhere.
From anywhere. He
He
was not afraid to smash a ball. He really wasn't, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was amazing. And he always had that same dribble, that same really short cutback. It was always that same little short cutback, man.
Yeah. I mean, look, Witzel, I know one season. Same thing with, obviously the other guy I really considered playing in that position would have been Renato Sanchez. But again, another guy that what's Renato spent 7 months? I can't go wrong.
Almost like João Felix too.
Yeah, you could make the argument, Aymar maybe gets and I loved Aymar, but Aymar's probably more my style, but I kind of copped out here. I think I changed my team to this new age soccer with the box to box guy, that midfield, which is ruining football. It's getting rid of guys like Aymar, but yeah, I'm a huge part of it, I guess, too now. Damn, I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah, I know. That's a solid lineup. So how far in the Champions League?
Oh, campeões.
Yeah.
Campeões.
With everybody at their prime.
Campeón, of course. Not now. Campeones, campeón. Whether it's this team, Dave's team, I'm pretty sure your team. Where's the weakness?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Yeah, we're not Real Madrid or Gareth Bale, Cristiano Ronaldo, and I get it, but still. There are teams that don't have those big time names, but have fantastic players, and with chemistry, and with the great Jorge Jesus as my coach. I think this team, could win it all. Yeah, but this team would even win the Toyota Cup in Japan. Pai, tu não sabes.
That's something we forgot to add was the coaches of the decades as well.
It's easy. Jorge Jesus for this team. And the current guy for dude, I don't even think the current guy. Yeah,
hey, David, is there a way that you could put these side by side, and then when we add the third one, to put all three next to each other?
Let me see here.
All right, try to do that in the background.
Okay.
Throw in the next one. I don't know.
Well, we'll do yours here. I don't think I can bring it up, but let me see what I can do with that.
Blurry pa.
Is that better there? Can you guys read that? It looks good here from what I can see.
No, not for me, but go ahead. Just read them
out. Check your glasses. I see. Check glasses. Starting at the back, Alfredo went Ederson in net with Oblak in the back as the backup. Cicada as his left back. Ruben Dias and Luizão as his center back pairing, with Nelson Semedo as his right back, Garay as the backup center back, and Maxi Pereira as his backup right back. In the middle there, he's got Aymar and Nemanja Matic, with Renato and Enzo Perez as his backups. Gaetan and Salvio on the wings, with Markovic as the backup. Up top, Cardozo and Jonas, with João Felix as the backup.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned Markovic, because he was phenomenal at Benfica. And then
once
he left, it's like he left the magic in Lisbon, bro. My man lost it all. Yeah, but again, look, I gotta give you props.
I have the same back four as you.
No, but that's not why I'm giving you props. I'm giving you props because you, my friend, had the too much. To go on Benfica TV and tell everybody around the world, the Benfica world, that your favorite Benfica player was Paulo Sousa. And everybody looked at you like, oh. And now, you, my friend, fast forward, I don't know how many years now, you put Maxi Pereira in your team. And I credit you, my friend. Alfredo,
No, it
Respect.
doesn't. It doesn't. The fact that he went to Porto doesn't discount his history at Benfica, and he was on some good teams, man.
no, dude,
And he was a good right back for a while.
hands
He
down.
was solid.
Hands down. Look, we know that, but I'm just messing with you. But I
So
absolutely.
you
I
think
mean,
that's a controversial?
no, I
nomination?
don't think it's controversial. No, at all. I agree with you. I mean, I just like Nelson Smith a little bit better, but I think, look, Moxie, you like, as I mentioned to you before, right? With the Ederson or all block, right? Garay, Ruben D. And I think the two options, right? I mean, the only other guy that could maybe get in between Smith and Ferreira is Almeida. But but all jokes aside, if you go with Smithu or Moxie, I don't think there's a wrong answer. Moxie definitely had the longer tenure, the more success. And a lot of people have to remember what he's done at Benfica, right? And it's not what he did afterwards. Yeah, afterwards, it's a douchebag move. But while he played at Benfica,
Yeah.
the dude at one point wore the captain's armband. My man was as tough as nails. He played week in, week out. Was a guy that was seldomly injured, right? Played week in, week out. And look, nothing but respect. But unfortunately, some in the fan base don't give the dude his respect
Well, I
because
got
of what he did.
Bruno Rodriguez in the chat right now. Is saying something. Saying sorry, guys. Going to Porto Maxi não se pode perdoar.
Mas estás a ver? But
I
that's
get-
why I mentioned
get
that,
it, man.
Alfredo.
I get that
But-
that thought too. But what we're looking at is guys that were a Benfica shirt and what they did. What they did after or before doesn't really count. But I do get there's a lot of people that have that sentiment. But and it was douchey on his part. But certainly you can't forget the contribute that he gave to your team.
Yeah, I mean, look, what he did afterwards was a jerk off. But while at Benfica, the dude was absolutely fantastic for Benfica. So credit to you, Alfredo. I considered putting him in there, but I just had so many of the guys, as you can see. I kept naming guys even after the 6 or 7 guys on the bench, so I didn't have enough room for them. Just to answer some of the Freddies here. Bruno Barros, stop kissing up, bro. You're still our fake producer. You're not getting back. Bruno Barros is siding with Capitão. It's closest to Bruno. You're not coming on a podcast. Forget about it. Davey Hen, bro, you the man. Chris gets the W, of course. I mean, Dave is a smart guy. He knows how to read soccer.
Yeah.
And Mark Mello, just so you know, I mentioned Rodrigo on my backup as
Yeah.
my backup. One of my
It's
15
tough,
backups.
man.
But yeah,
When
Rodrigo's
you have guys like Cardoso and Jonas, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Chico. Listen, I'm gonna have to tell you to
But
go back.
I still
Go back
think
and
that
listen, rewind the tape. But I'm gonna say it again for all the Freddies in the back.
Di
All right.
Maria não estava lá, pá.
Di Maria left, I believe, in 11. This is the team from 2012 to 2022, 10-year anniversary.
O
So-
homem chegou agora. Deixa
No, I
desculpa,
know.
pá.
Por isso que eu tô dizendo, for the Freddies in the back.
For the phrase, and the ones that just walked in the room, they're in the back.
The ones in the back. Yo, Enzo Perez gets Premier. He gets a backup. He gets a backup in the midfield. I mean, I think, and I loved Enzo. I loved it. Look, and that was another when you talk about a controversial move, right? Obviously, he didn't go to Porto, but the dude left in the middle of a Taça game at halftime against Sporting Braga, and he's like, "Yo, peace out." You know what I mean? Yo, I went to the locker room, never came back out.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was hilarious. No,
Yeah.
I wanted
It
to
wasn't hilarious at the time.
no, it wasn't. I picked Ederson over Oblak. I think that both of them are excellent keepers. I just think that whole thing with Oblak and his feet, man, that just gives him another weapon in the team that he plays.
You mean
for,
Ederson?
obviously, where-
You mean Ederson?
Sorry,
Well, 'cause-
Ederson.
I was gonna say, Block does have feet as well.
No, he does, but in terms
Oh.
of Ederson and how it allows their teams to play because he has that skill set, to me was what kind of tilted the scales in his favor. But I think that both of them are tremendous goalkeepers. It's so hard to pick between one or another. Sequeiro for me was an obvious choice. I
Yeah,
battled a
Sequeiro.
little bit with Ruben Dias and Garay. because the pairing of Garay and Luizão playing and watching those guys during that season was something that was like a classic trademark of Benfica defense, was those two guys. And to kind of separate Garay and Luizão is tough for me, but I think that Ruben Dias, just because of the player he has become.
And then Orelhas turned around and sold him for $4.5 million. But yeah,
Well,
one of those deals that goes down fantastic. Did that deal get audited by any chance?
No, it's
No.
outside. It's outside the period.
Oh, it's outside the jurisdiction.
No, and if you recall, we were in bad terms with Real Madrid for a while after that.
No, I know. Madrid was pissed off. They took him to court. They
Yeah.
were taken to court and everything. Madrid and Benfica, their relations were a little strained, to put it lightly, for a little while because of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But all was forgiven after we paid the big bucks for our DT, and all was forgiven.
Yeah, but then we got it back.
And
We got it back.
We were still trying to get back for who was that dude that we Balboa.
Oh, good no.
We were trying to get back at them for selling us Balboa. So
No, what
yeah,
about
he sold
Toth?
us Balboa.
What about
now we're
Toth
gonna
back
still
in the-
get our for-
What about Toth back in the day?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
plenty of guys that we've gotten
Did
from
you
Real
hear
Madrid over
did
the
you hear
time. But we got
I didn't know-
Javi Rodriguez. Oh no, what's his name? Martinez.
I didn't know
Javi-
the
Javi Garcia.
Garcia?
Garcia.
I didn't know the whole story about Toth until recently. I heard it. I think I heard it on Benfica podcast. Benfica FM. Somebody was saying that there was talk in the media, and a guy said that it was Totti, that it was coming, and people thought, "Oh, Totti from home and
Totti's
shit."
coming. Yeah, and it was Toth.
Because, and it was Toth.
So they got
and
the
then-
closest thing to Totti. Like that didn't look like a bunch of liars. They got Toth. It wasn't Totti, it was Toth.
Yeah, and he was awful. He was really awful.
Shout out to the boys at Benfica FM. Shout out to the boys at all the other Benfica podcasts around the globe.
Yeah,
Hey,
man, these are tough times, man.
phenomenal job for you guys. I mean, keep it up. Keep it up.
Yeah, Aymar and Matic with Aymar.
Hey,
more of that
Carlos.
classic
Carlos,
guy.
calma aí. How do you know Darwin's not on the Munku team, Carlos? Hey, Carl, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Most expensive Manku.
Yeah, no, it was Aymar and Matic, and I went for that classic 10, and Gaetan and Salvia. I think those two guys, seeing those two guys doing some of those seasons is something that it was really nice. And then Jonas and Cardozo, like the obvious choice.
Ah, mas
for the
espera aí.
best in years.
You left it. There's an omission on your team that. What about your boy,
Which boy?
El Conejo?
No, he's not in here.
I know he's not. I don't see him. Why not?
No, he's not in here.
I know he's not.
I didn't even put him on a bench. I'm going to look at the list right now.
That's what I'm saying. How come you didn't put him in? No, he's in there.
because I think that
He's in there. What do you mean he's not in there? He's there. He's there with Aymar.
still with Aymar.
He's
Like
the
he's
same
there
time
on the
as
list
Aymar.
with Aymar.
He's on the
yeah,
list.
whatever I mean not on the list.
Yeah, I know. You left him out. That used to be your boo.
I don't know about my boo, but it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to go against Cardozo and Jonas and Felix for what I think that he already is and what I think he's going to become.
Yeah.
I think Felix is probably one of the most talented players I've ever seen come out of Benfica.
What
Really.
of? I mean, him and Bernardo. That's it.
Well,
I
during
think
this period, maybe. Yeah, during this period. But I'm talking about like players that have come out. You know,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bernardo
Lukasz
didn't
was
go-
good.
Oh,
Lukasz
that was in another século, pá. Isso foi
No, I know, but I'm
50
talking
anos.
about young players coming out of Benfica with the level of talent.
It's Bernardo and him.
But I even think that he's more technical than Bernardo, João Felix is.
Yeah, different. Yeah, tá bem. Tem razão. Mas esses são os dois, não há mais ninguém. Que é o Guedes. Vai ser que é o Guedes. Foda-se.
No,
Cancelo,
Guedes,
Cancelo is phenomenal for a defender. He's phenomenal, but not at that level.
yeah.
I mean, I think Gonzalo
We
Ramos is on that list.
Yeah, but you also got to realize that Cancelo barely played for Benfica, so it wouldn't make sense to put him here as the right back. Considering the player
Yeah.
he is today, certainly puts him up there with some of these players, but certainly
Yeah,
not
for sure.
when he was at Benfica.
One of the best in the world.
So, Dave, you want to put him? Can you put him side by side?
peraí.
Let me
Peraí.
see, Mason.
Como é que se faz isto? Peraí. Não dá. Vou jogar.
You know this guy? Number one bullshit guy.
Know that. Okay. Hey, então. You gotta go
Hey,
along
I'm
with
trying
the
to put
music.
them.
Dave.
I'm trying to put them up side by side here. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it's working, man. So, Cristiano, how was your day?
Hey, man,
Anything to not talk
it
about.
was
the game.
fantastic, but for about 2 hours where I wasted wasted 2 hours of watching paint dry. Besides that, everything was good. Your day, Alfredo?
It was fine.
Fine.
I went to it was my daughter's birthday tonight or today, and we went to eat out to
Oh,
celebrate
happy
her birthday.
birthday.
And I had
Ai,
a nice margarita.
E não convidaste?
Era só para família, pá. Tu não és
É.
família.
Hey, no, man, that goes from bad to worse. Hey, Carlos. Últimos 10 anos, pá. Ainda, Chico, o cartão, o que é que levou o cartão vermelho, pá?
Não. Eu explico ao Chico. What do we think about? I thought that
Oh, that.
Chico was asking what do we think about Benfica not considering or not volunteering themselves to be assistants in the case against Vieira. And if you recall, that was one of the things that I said that when Rui Costa was going to speak out, was going to have that interview, was one of the things that I'd hoped to hear from his mouth. But instead, we did the audit. We didn't find anything with the 3 contracts. We're not worried, so we're not going to be assistants to the case. That's what he said. So my opinion is that it's a shame because if there's clear proof that Benfica was part of some kind of a scam, I think that the club should do everything they could do to help in the investigation.
Oh, Francisco, eu gosto muito de ti, bro. You're a really nice guy. But you're taking all the fun out of it, man. You said problema. Epa, we're living in the last 10 years. We're enjoying things, bro. We're talking about these phenomenal players. We're about to reveal the freaking Manco team. And you're going to talk about the red card situation. Epa, you're taking all the air out of the balloon. Lá foi, olha o balão. Olha, já foi.
All right.
So,
which
anyways,
one is which?
We got
so
Chris's.
Chris
Chris
is
is here on the left. Mine is here in the middle, and Alfredo's is here on the right hand side. Good thing we're at an audio based
yeah. So
platform here. But
this is actually something that you need to see also. So for those of you guys, the podcast is not going to be much fun this week. Without the-
well,
so
we
that's-
did announce it.
Yeah,
we announced the
right,
lineup,
right.
but
You're right. So let's look at so Oblak, Ederson, Siqueira, Grimaldo, Siqueira, Dias, Garay, and Dias, Luizão.
Everybody got Luizão so far across the board.
And Nelson Smith also.
Smith will get there. These two, Pau, Matic. I think everybody got Matic.
Everybody's has Matic,
Rao. Everybody got Gatan, Jonas, Cardozo. Those are grand slams. And then you got Witzel twice, Palito Aymar with Toto Salvio, João Felix, and two Toto Salvios and one João Felix. So, again, I mean, epa.
It's pretty even, man.
O que eu daria? Epa, olha, close your eyes and pick one. Manda uma seta. Yo, I don't care. Whichever one. O que eu daria para voltar a estes tempos, bro.
Carlos says that he's depressed again, and that's exactly the sentiment that Cristiano has right now.
But he was depressed because Chico was reminding him of the Ganda Chico.
Yeah, Chico, we decided to change it up, man. Rather than talking about sad shit, we're trying to liven it up with the segment over here, which is it's interesting that all 3 of us have a lot of these players in common, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It's awesome. All right, you guys ready for the monks?
We're gonna get a little depressed, but at least it's past tense. Past tense.
Yeah, but now we can laugh a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's past tense. Agora, já passou o acidente.
I had to make sure I didn't have any Monkuj or current players on my Monkuj lineup.
Why?
Because then
why does that matter?
Well, if we can laugh, but it could be we could start crying again thinking about
I don't think that matters, Dave.
What if you have current players?
If you have them, you
current
have 'em.
players
That-
on
those are-
the Monk
those-
team.
those
But
are
I
your
don't
thoughts.
have it. I don't have it.
I mean, I got
But-
Gonzalo Ramos. I mean, no, I'm joking. If I had it, I wouldn't be giving it away, guys. No. He's close. He's close. He's on the second team. I'm only naming the first 18. He's number 19.
How's that looking? Is that blurry for you guys, or you're
No,
Beautiful.
That's good. I can
Okay.
see it.
So in the net there, we've got the only Bruno Varela as our starting keeper. Doesn't even need a backup. He's
He
that
doesn't need a
good.
backup.
Yeah.
Whether he plays
Uh,
shitty or good, he's always in there.
Yeah, I went with Yuri Ribeiro as my my Monku left back with Cortez as the backup. Center pairing of Conti and Lemma, which the sad part is I think they both might have played or started a game together at one point. On the right back, I went different. Instead of Nuno Tavares on the left, I put him on the right with Tomas Tavares as the backup there. In the middle of the pitch, I've got Danilo and Felipe Augusto with Hani Mukhtar and Shikingu as backups
Hey, I
on
forgot
the
this
wings.
now. Oh,
I forgot about Shikingu too until Alfredo sent that list and saw how many games he played with us and how many seasons he was with us. And
yeah, I
think
know. I
he
forgot
deserved-
him.
Yeah.
He's
He-
on the
he
next
made-
team with Gonzalo Ramos.
On the wings, I've got Caio Lucas and João Carvalho on the wings with Bebe. I put him as a backup winger just because I couldn't fit him up as a backup striker. Up top, I've got Gabigol and Castillo as my starting strikers with Alain Kardec and Diogo Souza as my backups here. for my-
Diego Souza.
Diego Souza. There.
Yeah, Conti and Lema, who the season prior to arriving at Benfica, they were named the top two center backs in the Argentinian league. Did you know that, Christian?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, of course.
If you, Christian, if you had to pick between Yuri Ribeiro and Bruno Cortes, who would you have on your team?
The guy I got on my team, for sure. There's another guy even better than him.
Even better.
Nah, look. I mean, that's
I
right.
think,
Look,
okay,
the crazy
if
thing
you had-
about
if you had
Cortez,
to
I
pick
put look.
one-
I'll say I put Cortez on my as my backup as well. But the crazy thing about Cortez is he was phenomenal at São Paulo. Phenomenal. Then he came to Europe. It's kind of like a little bit of Everton. Forgot how to play football. But Yuri, I mean, very limited. Yuri was nice on the B team though. We watched him play live. Remember, he was nice.
You
Dave,
can
I
say
think
that with a lot of the
I
B
think-
team guys. So
Mukhtar, I think it's unfair. What did he play? Like 5 games, if that?
yeah, that's
I
why
think
I,
that's
I originally had him in my
Yeah.
starting and then dropped him to the
Yeah.
bench there.
And the other one I would I think it's unfair because the dude turned out. I mean, he's phenomenal again. He's back on his game, and I understand it's in Brazil, but Gabigol, the guy the Rui Vitória never gave a guy an opportunity. He played like 2 games, scored a goal, and the rest, and then he went back to Brazil. My
No,
man's
but
won the Copa
this
Libertadores.
is what he did with Benfica though. He came with
know,
a little bit of hype, and never
Yeah.
lived up to those expectations.
But when I'm naming a Munku team, I'm naming like the last guy I want to see on the field.
When Gabigol was
there's
with
worse than
Benfica, you didn't
Gabigol.
want to see him on the
I
on
did.
the field when
No,
at the end
Dave,
of
You know who didn't want to see him on the field, Dave? Alfredo and Steve. I wanted to see him on the field.
Agora culpa Steve.
Não, mas era verdade. Steve never. Steve, shout out Steve. Son. I like to hear, Steve, Neil, these guys got to give us their teams, bro. Come on. Melaman, we'll mention them next week.
there we go. We'll keep this reoccurring then.
Yeah,
for
but
the
like
rest of the season.
Gabigol, bro, there's other guys. See, this guy's on that list. And Dave, I gave you like 15 backups.
I know you gave me 15 backups, but I'm putting him there just because of the hype he came with, and he never lived up to those hypes, in my opinion. That's why I've got him starting. up
Our good
top
friend
there.
Bruno Rodriguez says, "Essa equipa, that team is good enough to beat Gil Vicente today."
Probably. Hey, Christian, let me ask you this. So
Follow
let
up.
me ask you the question on the reverse, right? So if you had to pick a guy to play for your team, which would it be, Ribeiro or Cortez?
Ribeiro. Cortez the dude looked outmatched. It's crazy. He just looked overmatched in at Benfica in Europe. Don't know if the stage was too big for him or not, but dude had all the physical abilities. It's just he couldn't get it together. So Cortez, Emerson, there's so many. Dude, you could go up. You know how when we were just talking about the options for the good team at left back, when it comes to crappy ones, we got plenty of options. There's only like two guys, Skata and Grimaldo. That was it. It was like, all right, pick your poison. Well, Skata I liked a lot. But as far as Monko, I think the rest of that list after those two guys, you can name everybody.
How many did I say left backs that we had?
I don't know, like 16, 13. Yeah. Oh, Monko cast team. Bah, bah, bah.
I had to change that before
30
people start
33,
thinking this
33.
is my all podcast team here.
33.
We had 33 left backs?
33 left backs, but obviously there was
Mm.
some B team players
Oh,
that
okay.
didn't play.
We had that one that played that one game and then he left, remember?
Cla-
He played right back. That was right
Klaasie,
back.
right? Klaasie.
Klescu. That was at right back when I think Nelson Smith got hurt. He played one game. My man, he came back like a year later to get his championship medal. Remember? Hey, he played. He got a medal. Yeah, I
That's
remember
it. Deserves that shit.
that. The biggest frungle goal of all time.
The Varela. I think that Tavares.
Damn, I forgot
That's a tough one.
Chiquinho.
Ani Mukhtar, man, he's tearing it up in the MLS for Nashville.
I don't know about tearing it up.
Yeah, but he's scoring goals.
Sim.
Scoring
O Chiquinho que era.
Chiquinho, esqueceste o
And
Chiquinho.
Felipe Augusto, I like Felipe Augusto. He's a flop, but I liked him. But he was a flop.
Flop with Benfica, but has
Yeah.
kind of rebounded when he went back to
Rio Ave,
Rio Ave,
Braga, yeah.
Yeah, but that's because there's some guys that are just at that level. That's
Yeah,
their,
yeah.
their
All
top.
those guys.
Yeah.
All of them, except Gabigol, might be the only one que se aproveita.
Yeah, Caio Lucas, who was a Rui Vitória buy, right?
in
Or
his
Lucas?
last season, I believe. No, let me
Who
double
went
check
and
that.
Somebody went and got Caio Lucas. I think it was Vitória. Yeah, it was Vitória, I think.
And that was another quick 6-month turner. That was the year
another
Benfica came
big commission.
to Red Bull Stadium.
What, Caio Lucas? What are you talking about,
Yes.
Alfredo? He's in the Middle East.
Yeah,
but when we
brought him
went to
in-
get him, who went to get him? Was it Rui Vitória? It was a Rui Vitória request, I think. Yeah, I
No,
don't know.
that was
Gary
let
B,
me
that
see,
was
I got it.
Roberto, but that was before this is only, guys, we have to repeat it again. Bruno, Gary, 2012 to 2022. Adupa was like 1992, bro. Okay.
listen.
No, nah, that was a long time ago.
This was Caio Lucas was under Lage
Really?
2019
but he
2020.
was bought by Vitória, but he only arrived
Yeah,
mid-season.
it's kind of like a
some shit
Pedrinho.
that,
It's
right?
kind of like a Pedrinho.
Yeah.
They reached an agreement. He was coming in next year.
Yeah, Gary, these are Dave's choices. Mine and Cristiano's, you might see Roberto in there.
Yeah. No, is Roberto an option?
I didn't
Yeah,
see him as an option.
I didn't
Yeah,
see him as an option.
Roberto Jimenez, man, he's on the list.
The Jimenez. No, I'm joking. I don't remember.
Let's take a look.
Are we
let's
allowed
stick-
to share this list? Like
Can't
Chris
share
is
the
saying
list.
this
Yeah,
is-
you could
And
share the
Hugo's
list.
gonna see it. Hugo can't see this list.
You could share the list. Dave, throw up the list so we could show the Freddies what we were working with.
Okay, what are we going
Hey,
with?
this guys, this is inside information. It's not to be
Go.
shared with anyone else.
Oh,
This
here
is
they are.
Benfica podcast property. There's a lot of money for this stuff, right?
Oh, here's Roberto Jimenez. Okay, there we
Oh,
go.
he is?
You're at the bottom.
Oh, he is
yeah.
there. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but why doesn't he have any games? And he played 2 seasons.
I don't know. Some of these, some of them.
Maybe
didn't,
that's not the right Roberto, man. Maybe Roberto
No, I think
didn't even figure that.
there's only one, the only.
No, I think wasn't Roberto there before that?
Who was it? Roberto Jimenez? Maybe. How did he play for 2 seasons? Unless he was on loan. How did he play for 2 seasons and
Doesn't matter
never
if he's on loan. He's still gonna play.
never
I thought he
played?
was only with us for one season. And when it was
Yeah,
bad enough.
Roberto Jimenez.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but
He's
this
35. He's still playing.
This is the list that we're looking at. What else? Kardec, Diego Souza. Yeah, Diego Souza was a big time flop.
But espera aí. Roberto did not play at Benfica in
In
this time. He was there
20
2010, 2011. So that's why he's not on the
Yeah.
list.
That's why I didn't
Okay,
include him.
so
on
I
my
thought
list.
that Roberto Jimenez was that dude.
What is him? Roberto Jimenez.
But he
that's his
left.
name.
When did he leave, Chris?
I don't. It was
He
on
left in
0-0.
2011.
It was on 0-0.
On August 1st, 2011, Roberto returned to Zaragoza, being transferred
Oh, okay.
for a fee
So
of
he shouldn't be on
8.6
the
million.
list.
Why? Oh, he shouldn't
Because
be. You're
it's
saying.
no, he shouldn't. So-
Yeah, he shouldn't. Yeah, I don't know why he's on the list. He's
Maybe
not.
that's why it's showing that he didn't play any games. So he was probably there. He was probably registered.
No,
Yeah,
Dave. He left August 1st, 2011.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does a
Hmm.
bit. Oh no, that's my. I'm thinking I'm sharing with you guys. Die. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But
Hey, there's a Cesar da Silva. Is that you? Because you are on my Monku list. There's a Cesar center back, a Cesar da Silva. No, let's go back to that list. Where's that list? Let me see.
Well, you're about to.
Yeah, do you want to go with your team, Chris? Here, I'll stop
Yeah, let's go.
sharing
Let's go. But now I wanted to see this Cesar guy.
No, you had a different Cesar.
All right.
Says
Ready?
the Brazilian guy.
Yeah. He went on to play what Santa
The
Clara or something like that.
Nacional.
Nacional. Yeah, one of them, yeah. It's close. Santa Clara Nacional is not.
Okay. Just throwing out the discretion here. Chris had like 7 backup Monku strikers, so we had to fill them in at different positions here. So
Thank you, Dave.
don't crucify us if you're seeing players out of position. Chris really wanted these guys on his team, so we're an inclusive podcast, and we put them in where we could fit them in. But
It's Cesar Martins, not Cesar da Silva.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
But
Go ahead,
Chris's goalie here is Bruno Varela as well. He's got Hermes at the left back with Cortez as the backup. Conti Lema center back pairing with Cesar Martins as his backup. He's got Korsha as his backup, his starting right back with Douglas as his backup right back. In the middle there, he's got Celis and Danilo with Juricic as the backup midfielder. On the wings, he's got Ioni Gonzalez and Yannick Jalot.
Look at that crack. Yanni Gonzalez, he's so good, he's back on the team. Maybe I misjudged it. They registered him. He's the one acquisition.
He's like a boomerang.
No falta nada, pa.
You throw him away and he ends up back.
He's like one of those street dogs. You throw him a bone, they don't forget. They come back. Go ahead, Dave. Keep going.
Up front, he's got Castillo and Ferreira as his starting strikers. And then here we have the list of backup strikers. Jonathan Rodriguez, Alan Kardec, Zé Gomes, Jonder Cadiz, and Diego Souza as well.
Diego Souza, he shouldn't be on this list. If you look at it like, wow, he joined Benfica, then he got called up to the national team. And then they realized there too that he sucked and then he disappeared. Yeah,
that's hilarious. I forgot.
That was the whole
shout out
point
to
of
my
him
boy.
bringing-
Shout out to Cristiano Livorio. He does Benfica stuff here on Portuguese TV in the Newark, New Jersey area.
Right.
You gotta get Cristiano, bro. You gotta come on the podcast, share your thoughts. We look forward to setting it up.
Yeah.
Diogo,
No blazer needed, man.
Yeah,
You
no
don't need to bring the blazer.
Diogo, Hermes, this team right here, though. I think UEFA, Europa League quarterfinals. Easy.
Conference League. Not even Conference League for this.
Not even. They're above that. They're above that.
Yeah, let's do Varela. I don't think you could get around that Varela one. And Hermes is a good shout. I mean, there's a long list of bad left backs that you could pick from. You could say the same thing for center backs.
It's so crazy. Emerson's not even mentioned. I don't know. Maybe you got him on your team, but yeah, I mean Corcha comes from Sevilla. The little midget, number 7, Francais. Oui, je parle français. No, do nothing with the bole. And then Douglas coming from Barcelona, supposed to be phenomenal. Barcelona,
the only thing that I remember about Douglas is that picture. That it was him surrounded by Barcelona players, or he was running away from Barcelona players with the ball. I don't know if you ever saw that. I think that picture's out there.
The one guy that I put on this list that Juricic, but the guy was a bum in all senses of the word as well. Era um gajo que queria passear na praia, and then he wanted to play football, and then he turned out to go to Serie A, and he had a couple good games there as well. And I believe Benfica played. Didn't Benfica play against them in one of these Europa League games or something like that, guys? Do you recall, Alfredo?
No, I don't know.
I don't remember. I think Benfica got to play against them, and he was trying to do a little something against Benfica. But right now, I shouldn't have mentioned that because I don't remember. Another fullback from Barcelona, Okwanu. Epa, sim, mas isso foi a... Ô, Chico, tô lixado contigo. That's the team from 02 to 12, Chico. This... But yeah, I remember Okwanu as well. Ay,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was trying to find that picture, but somewhere there's a picture of that Douglas is surrounded by a bunch of players.
We often on Benfica podcast, I remember, Alfredo, you, myself, and Steve would talk about the great partnerships and the great players that Futebol Clube do Porto went and acquired from Colombia. And then we said, look, why don't we ever dive into the Colombian market? And we finally did. Celis, I mean, national team. Oh, we got our guy. We
Yeah.
went and got the one bum that couldn't play. That goes to show you about our scouting department.
Yeah,
But look, luckily we got him. He's now part of the All Monco team.
yeah. That Celis who had to cut his career short because of an illness.
Oh,
nice,
was it?
Nice going, Cristiano. The
Was
guy
it?
had to
Well,
quit
Don't
football.
worry,
and put him on
Alfredo.
a
You're
Monco's team.
you're not going to be let off the hook as well. You guys are stone cold killers, you two. I already.
Epa, mas espera aí, hold on. What happened to? I didn't know. I thought he.
Wait,
what
we'll
happened?
wait for Alfredo's team, and then we'll.
Yeah,
provide
the
some
dude had to
context.
retire, man, with some kind of health problems, man.
It's
Yeah.
mental health problems,
Was it?
and you guys are putting him here on the All Monco.
We'll put him
the
on.
All Monco team.
This might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, man.
It's a
Hopefully he's
good
not
thing.
watching.
Hey, look, we're the number one listen. We're the number one listen podcast in Uruguay, but not in Colombia. So
In Guatemala,
it's
we're
good.
number 25.
we got the 25. We're all Panama.
Yeah.
They're playing
Pan-
USA today, right? Is it Panama?
No,
No,
you guys played Honduras.
it was
Honduras.
close. It was south. It was over there.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, Yannick Jalab, man. That was another one of those guys that let's go get him, and he might have a career revival at Benfica, and nothing ever happened.
I mean, look, I put my man here because I believe Yannick should not be forgotten. This is the man that was married to Floribela, bro. You know, that guy is forever going to be a hero in my book. Floribela, everybody wanted Floribela back in the days. Remember that? She used to do telenovela. Dave, you're not familiar with that,
Morangos
are you?
com açúcar. Was it Morangos com
How
açúcar?
you
something like
even
that?
know? Tomala Morango. I didn't even know that, bro.
I don't know.
But I
Chico
knew it was a
Marcelino wouldn't know
telenovela.
that.
Chico's got the DVD collection.
Chico Marcelino. I think that was Morangos com açúcar, right? What the Floribela was in. Yannick Jalab's.
Hey man, but look,
wife-
that's credit to him. That's
wife.
Is this
that was nice.
Is this her? Let's see. Is this her?
That's her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
her.
Luciana
Luciana Abreu. Yeah, that was her. Look, that's him. I was so focused on her, I didn't even realize he was there.
Yeah, Floribela. Oh, she was on Floribela then. Yeah. Yeah, no, we brought that dude thinking that he was going to have some career revival, just like we did with Carrillo, if you guys remember. Up front, Castillo and Ferreira. I still think that Ferreira was kind of hard. He comes off a great season at Shakhtar, but then he can't produce at Benfica. And I always thought that maybe he was being played out of position, but after Benfica, he ended up not doing much else. I think he blew his load at Shakhtar.
I'm gonna tell you a little insider secret, right? I'm gonna share it with you guys and our beautiful Freddies and listeners. In 2018, I had the privilege, as you know, Alfredo, of being a liaison and working with Benfica. So I remember our very first practice here in the United States. Come outside, we're all nervous, whatever. Rui Vitória, da tática ali, aquilo esquece. And then they start doing finishing drills, and they cross a ball into the 6. And Castillo, this is Castillo's first practice. He comes in running like a bull, and dude. So we're practicing. They were practicing at the Pittsburgh Steelers practice facility, and so they had the goal, the soccer goal, and right behind it they had the NFL goalposts, right? And then, but this is like right on top of the soccer goal, right? And then they had that net that covered. If you guys are familiar, I mean, obviously most of you are, right? I mean, if you're not, I know we've been under a pedra. The NFL goalposts are pretty high, so they got a net that high, and the dude is in the 6, and he's able to. I don't know how he did it. He put the ball over that net. I mean, man, hit a field goal, and dude, I'm not gonna mention any names, but we sat there and team directors and coaches was just looking at each other like, what the this guy was supposed to be the big deal, if you recall at the time. And the dude did the impossible. And so from that day on, it was just like all downhill after that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
really early on that this just it wasn't his forte.
Would you consider it by NFL standards a chip shot?
I mean, I don't even, dude, in NFL, you can even, no nem dá pra marcar aquilo, esquece. That's like on the 3-yard line. Not even 3 yards. That's inside the end zone because the NFL goalposts are behind the end. Like, there's no such thing as that in the NFL. And he was able to do it. And my man put it, it was just unbelievable that you had such high expectations for those two guys. Castillo had that pit bull mentality. And you just, you knew he was going to give it his all. He's going to be a guy that's going to be on the opposition defenders, the ankles, and he's just going to be a phenomenal guy in terms of work rate. And just unfortunately, his ability and his finishing was nowhere near there. And then Benfica, I mean, magically, they were able to actually send them off, right? You went back to America, and Benfica got a couple bucks for him.
No, but I think it was the same exact money that we bought him for.
Yeah, it was like 7 mil, whatever. And Benfica sent them back to Club America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I haven't heard from any of these guys since. Yeah, that's that was rough. But I remember you telling me that story.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow, where do these guys come from? Has anybody even watched them? That you at a first practice, you saw something and said, nah.
Bro, this shit you could have missed that. It was but listen, Benfica, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, did we win the chip that year? I think we did. So I think it was worth it. Did we win it in 2018?
Yes, after that was Rui Vitoria's last season, left midway.
No, so we didn't win it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
When he left midway, we came back because Lage came in and took over for the squad.
Okay.
Brought in João Felix, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Premier Talk podcast. Krovinovic should be on the squad.
No,
I don't know.
I thought he did.
Krovinovic was that bad. I mean, the Spelly was at Benfica. He had some injuries. So the injury was that he got hurt, and apparently it was he got treated, but it was the wrong diagnosis. So then they had to redo the whole thing, the surgery or some shit like that. It was like a really faux pas by Benfica's medical department.
Really nice guy. Really nice guy. Spoke his Portuguese might have been better than mine. Not that mine's great, but his is really good. I mean, the dude, I remember, what was it, Alfredo? Somebody got injured and he got thrown into the lineup that the one year that he was healthy, and he actually picked things up. I think it was on the Rui Vitoria. He played really well, and then
he got hurt.
And then he got hurt his knee, and then that was it. But
and then that's when what's his name came in and played in the middle, the Serbian guy that was making the Serbian that was making lots of Zivkovic.
They brought him in as
that's right.
That's
right.
Yeah,
that's right.
But that was supposed to be was it João Teixeira or one of those young guys? Yes. That was supposed. They were supposed. Rui Vitoria first tried it out with one of those young guys, didn't work, and then he went to Zivkovic.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember.
Dave, I used to do this podcast with these two guys. One of them, particularly, used to love that João Teixeira guy, but I'm not going to mention no names. There's a podcast I used to do back in the days.
Nah, but it was.
Sheik was saying small run, but it was good. He did. Look, it was unfortunate he got injured, and then obviously never got back to being the same player. Got loaned out to West Brom, I believe, and I think they wound up picking up his option or whatever. He's
in Croatia now.
Yeah, but he's Ferro's teammate.
Yeah, and he's If you remember, Krovinovic was also involved in that whole incident with that leak WhatsApp message about JJ.
Yeah, that's right.
And that was the last.
That was it. That was the final nail in the coffin.
That was what did it.
Yeah,
that was what did it.
My man
at
was on
least-
his way
this
out.
year?
At least
This year or last year?
It was
Was
last
that
year.
this year or last year?
No, it was
Last year.
JJ's first year. Yeah.
Yeah. The dude was on his way out, but then they just put one of those rush signs on it. Like, he's not, but like rush priority. Get him out of the run. Get him out of the.
He was complaining how they played against like a third division team, and he never even put him in.
Yeah, he never even got to play at practice.
And it was at Seychelles. Yeah, it was at the.
He complained about someone getting in before him, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. One of the kids or something like some shit like that.
Yeah.
And that was that was what did him in.
Cristiano mentions Raul de Tomas. Look, he wasn't very good at Benfica, but there's
It wasn't
like
a total,
8
it
guys
wasn't a
on
total
that list.
scrub.
That were,
It wasn't a total scrub.
my man has some pretty hair, though. Give him that.
Yeah, I mean there was some touch. I saw him do a couple plays with some footwork, and that I thought was interesting.
Anthony mentions Ola John. Yeah, I mean, look.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
don't worry. There's still one more lineup.
Oh,
to
there's
go.
one more list to go. Bora, where's the
Malata.
drum roll? Peraí.
So this is actually what Dave,
This is
myself,
your-
and Piano picked.
Yeah, this is
So it's all three of us list. So it's not a list that all three of us voted.
here's Alfredo's scrub team of the decade. He's
Yeah.
got
Scratch that Roberto Jimenez, the wrong guy.
yeah, he's just got Varela in net. Like we said, Varela doesn't need a backup. He's got
Barella
that,
gets the unanimous decision.
yeah.
Ba-bam.
He might be the Manku, like the overall Manku, like between all of our lineups here. But looking at the left back, Alfredo's got Bruno Cortez with Emerson as his backup. Center back pairing of Rodrick and Cesar Martins with Conti as the backup. Ebui as the Manku right back. In the middle, he's got Juricic. I butchered that one there. And Felipe Augusto with Celis and Danilo as the backups.
We got the same 4 guys, Alfredo.
Yeah.
On the wings, Caio Lucas
Four,
and Bruno Cesar with Ola Jean as the backup. And then up top, Jonathan Rodriguez, Rodrigo Mora with Franco Jara as the backup.
Yeah, as Chico says, Ebui, my boy, Ebue, phenomenal dude. The guy never played. He played like one game. He tore his knee, and that was it. You're unfair. And bro, Bruno Cesar wasn't a Manku. Bruno Cesar, I mean, he wasn't
He was a
great.
monkey to me, man.
I mean, for the Bruno Cesar or
He's not-
Sevi?
When I think of Bruno
No,
Cesar, I think
Terry,
about that
follow
that game against Zenit in Russia in the cold in the
That's
winter,
it.
and he had the almost like a toque where he's got the headpiece on because
Yeah,
he was so
yeah.
cold. He had the full gloves and the long sleeves. That's what I
Yeah.
think of when I think of Bruno Cesar.
My boy Sheik Marcelin said, Shooter wasn't that bad, bro. Come on. He wasn't pessimo. Alfredo, you're being there's 10 other guys.
But
just
here's the
shoot
thing:
him. Come on,
between Bruno Cesar and Ola John. So maybe that's what I was the involvement with Benfica. That's what I was going for, more than anything else.
Oh,
I
but
don't know
Ola
what
John
other
had a
wings
not, like, you know, it might be 6
He-
months, but he had like
he never
Come
really
on.
lived up to the hype, and I don't know. Let me take a look.
nah.
I think-
There's worse than those 2 guys, and I'm not trying to correct you, Capitan, but there's worse than those 2 guys.
Let me see. Okay, let's see if we could. Well, Rafa Silva, Salvio, Gaetan, Servi, Nolito, Everton, Cesar, Bruno Cesar, Gonçalo Guedes, Ola John, Gonçalo Ramos. Oh, Gonçalo Ramos is not really a winger. Markovic, Zivkovic, Carcela, Suleimani, Carrillo, Jota, Radonjic.
Suleimani was worse than both of those guys.
Pedrinho. You thought so?
Suleimani was worse than both of those guys.
I think he's probably at the same level.
No, but these guys played more, so therefore these guys get the
Yeah.
benefit of the doubt.
Pedrinho, Caio Lucas, Ivan Cavaleiro, and Jorreta Vizcaya. The rest of the guys are just fillers.
Yeah, Urreta, that guy could absolutely be on that list.
Yeah.
What about Jalo? Yannick, come on. Ele é pior que esse, caralho.
But I don't know why I didn't pick Jaló.
Estavas a pensar na mulher dele?
Estava a pensar. Yes, Chico Marcelino have he said that they had a daughter and they named her Leonce Victoria.
Trying to cover his bases.
É Leão, com Vitória. Ai, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, put up. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I think that even Roderick, if I'm looking at it,
Esquece.
I think
Isso tá bem, tá fixe.
Bruno Cortez, Emerson. I think those two are interchangeable. Cesar Martins. The one thing I remember, I remember about Cesar Martins is when he played, and this was his first year with JJ.
And he got a red card, right? For
No,
bitching or
no. He
complaining?
was. I think
Yelling
at the end
back.
of the game, after the game, he was tired or something, and JJ yelled at him because he wouldn't run.
Yeah, I remember.
He yelled. JJ yelled at him because he didn't run. It was hilarious. Eboué,
That's unfair, Alfredo.
I think
Yeah,
that's unfair.
you're
One
right.
game.
You're right. Yeah, a guy that spent more time. Okay,
And he tore his
All
knee, bro. He tore his knee, Alfredo. E tu não
Okay.
tens coisa. First you rag on Celis, now é bué, bro. E tu vais para o inferno, pá.
all right. I guess you could throw any of the Tavares kids in there. I guess, but Corsia is a good call.
Foda-se. O Douglas é pior que esse, pá. Even the Tomás. Yo, what's his name? Nuno Tavares was a better right back at Benfica than he was a left.
That's why I put him there.
No, but I said he was a better right back. You didn't put him at left back. He was a better right back than he was. Remember, he scored that golazo against Sporting, and now all of a sudden he played like the next 6 games at right back until they realized he wasn't worth bullocks. Remember that? He scored that golazo.
Yeah.
Was it with his right foot? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
maybe. Mario,
Juricic.
what's up?
Juricic, I thought Juricic when Juricic arrived at Benfica, I thought he was going to be like really good for us. Really, and then he just fizzled out. I don't know if he started going to the clubs in Lisbon or what if he was involved with a president's or a VP's daughter or something like that. I think that was Cristante.
Coach's daughter. Cristante was
Cristante was the one that was que andava a comer a filha do vice-presidente or some shit.
Ele
like
não
that.
said nada. Allegedly.
And that's why they got rid of him. Yeah, I think Caio Lucas is a unanimous decision. Yeah, Bruno Cesar and all that, John. I don't know, man. It was just not my kind of Benfica players, man.
Not disputing that. Yeah, listen, it's your team. You're right, but
I didn't think
there's guys worse, bro.
There's probably worse guys. Yeah, Rodrigo Moura and Franco Jara. Rodrigo Moura, another case of anywhere else that he played but Benfica, you absolutely tore it up.
When he went to River Plate, my man used to eat the grass. Yeah.
When he went to River Plate, and Jonathan Rodriguez too. He came in with a similar level of hype that Darwin came in
from Peñarol
to the team. Jonathan, he was supposedly the next big thing coming out of Uruguay. Jonathan Rodriguez, and never really played out. Frank Jara, yeah, man.
This team's probably better than the team today. Look,
somebody was saying that
Eboué and Bruno Cesar is better than what we had today. André Almeida, Diogo Salles.
Eboué with just one knee or two knees?
Yo, Chuta was not bad. I mean, then again, André Almeida's only got one knee too. So I mean, it's pretty even fight.
Yeah, but
he's getting some run, Eboué at in Venezia.
What is he?
Venezia.
He's up in Venezia.
In Italy.
No, I didn't know that.
Played 13 games this season.
Look, we're talking about it, and again, was he play? He was on the World Cup roster for Nigeria. He wasn't a monk.
Yeah, he wasn't on the World Cup roster. Yeah.
Look at Carlo. Carlo's like, bro, you guys messed up. You give me back now. I forgot about these guys, and I was so happy.
And we go from therapy sessions to terrorizing sessions.
Hey, I was telling Chris that our roster, the worst part was watching our roster get worse and worse as the years got closer and closer to what we have now.
Yeah,
but look at some of those the roster 10 years ago compared to now, it's night and day.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
Here's a sad question, the sad reality of things, right? And if you can't do your magic once again, Dave, put the three of them side by side, please. Here's a sad reality to this, right? When we're looking at these Munku teams, right? Go position by position. And how many of these guys that we have on these Munku teams would be on today's team or better options than some guys on today's team? On a team that spent 120 mil or whatever it was. That's the sad reality. Because look, I'm not as big. I don't want to call it a hater, but I think Maite is a guy that hasn't gotten the right amount of playing time for whatever reason. But I might take Felipe Augusto over Maite, for example.
I
Right.
thought
There's guys on these teams, shoot the. I take them over a lot of guys on today's team.
Yeah, my thing was I didn't want my current sentiments or feelings about this team be something that would influence my choices, because otherwise, for as much as I
Am I the only one that has a current player on it?
who's your current player?
Yanni.
Oh, Jan. Yeah, but that's a tough one. So yeah, Varela. All three of us got Varela.
Unanimous. Conti. We all got
Cortez.
Conti.
I guess Cortez with he's two backups and he's your starting, so he's the unanimous left back there.
Yeah,
Conti's got to be there.
Unanimous as well.
We had the
no, Conti's not in there for me.
Yeah, he is. You have him as a backup.
Oh, that's right.
Estás
That's right.
lixado,
Não vejo, mano. Estava desfocado.
E tu tens óculos?
Deixa eu ver melhor.
This is as close as
No, that's
close
okay.
as I could bring it with the three.
Don't worry.
Chris and I had Lemma, but you had Roderick and Cesar Martins. Chris had Korsha and Douglas. I had the Tavares boys. You had Ebui. You and
I'm going to say it's a bit unfair. I'm going to say that.
You and Chris, Alfredo and Chris had the same midfielding tandem, just different starting spots with Celis, Danilo, and Juricic. I included Felipe Augusto in there. So did you, Alfredo, on that. So I think between the three of them. But I also included Chiquinho on the bench there. Which I think
that's right.
all
He's
kind
current.
of forgot.
Current. That dude's so bad that Guimarães said, "Here you go, spoiled goods. Take him back."
Braga,
We're
pa,
good.
Braga.
Braga.
Whatever. Who cares?
And where did we
They
send him
wanted a
to? To the
refund.
Middle East?
Did he go?
Supposedly he's gone.
I think
I
so. I don't
it's
think
a
he's
done
there
deal
with.
yet.
I don't think he's with Braga anymore.
I don't think he's a done deal yet.
When look, Dave, you're done going over your.
No. On the wings, you have Yanni and Yannick. Jalo, I've got Caio Lucas and João Carvalho. Alfredo has Caio Lucas and Bruno Cesar.
Dave, did you forget
Lo-
Caio Lucas?
Did I forget?
Oh no,
What
it's
do you mean?
Cristiano.
Yeah, Chris had.
Chris just
I-
wanted to make a joke with Diana Gonzalez. That's why. Otherwise, you would have had Caio Lucas on there.
No, dude, no. If I got to win a game, I'm picking Caio Lucas over Yanni all day. It
Yeah, but
doesn't mean
this
he's not a monk, but he's better than those guys.
This
But-
is the reverse, dude.
But
No,
if
I
we're talking
know.
like if Ebu is unfair just because he didn't get any play with Benfica, I don't think Yanni was even registered to play for Benfica. That guy was straight to loan as soon as he
Yeah.
was bought.
Tá bem, but look, but it's one thing you're not playing because you're not quality. It's another thing you're not playing because you injured.
Yeah.
Capiche? Two different
But
things.
but
Yanni don't play at Fluminense. Don't play at LA Galaxy. Yanni
Yeah.
don't play anywhere.
He played at Stubble.
Yanni
Yeah.
or
That's
Cadiz? Cadiz
Oh no,
played at
Cadiz
Setúbal.
played at Stubble. You're right.
That's
Where did we
Luis
get Yanni from? Brazil?
Fluminense.
Fluminense.
that's
I think it
right.
was Fluminense. Yeah, there's bro. The guy don't play. Yo, guys, hold on. Time out. Let's roll it back. He didn't play with the LA Galaxy.
Don't forget, the LA Galaxy have had good teams over the past few years.
Opa, tu não jogas no LA Galaxy, vais jogar no Benfica. Por amor de Deus, ó, Fred.
Pois,
Opa.
I understand
Oh.
that. I understand
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Right.
All says it. Freddie Adu was like in 2000, sei que, pá. Não foi in 2012 to 2022.
Yeah,
But
19
I
think
put
you said
I had,
1993, Chris.
I said I was being sarcastic, bro. It was
I had
2000.
Caillou because of the amount
was,
of run that he actually got
2000
in there.
2006,
Six for
7,
Adu.
something like that.
Right after the World
It
Cup.
was a Duke, Coentrão, and Di Maria when they all came together, the three
Yeah.
of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
The
before.
three
That's
of
out
the
of,
three
outside
of the
window.
best players of the U17
Generation.
U17
generation.
World Cup, right?
E o Adu era o melhor deles todos.
Yeah.
That worked out well.
And where are they now? One One sells.
One's a bouncer,
Fisher,
One's a
fishing.
bouncer. Sells vacuums.
vacuums. The other one is a promoter as well. My man's a jack of all trades. The other one is a fisherman. But
The other
wait,
one's-
mas aquilo é fisherman style. É dono do barco. Ele não
É
vai à
dono do
pesca.
barco, é.
Ele
É
é
o,
dono
ca-
do
é o-
barco.
é o capitão.
He's flexing.
Ah, ele
He's
não vai à
flexing.
pesca. You're right.
He's flexing. Ele não
Yeah,
vai à pesca.
É
He just,
pescador.
well, tá na business do peixe, mas não vai lá. Here's a question. Dave,
And
you
Di
ready?
Maria, Di Maria is what it is.
No, Di
right?
Maria is in français, monsieur.
Di Maria turned out to have a good career compared to those two guys.
Cointreau had a good career as well. I mean, you played
think so?
freaking. Bro, you spent
You make it
8
to Real
years
Madrid,
at Real Madrid.
Along
That's
with
bad career.
along with Secretario, he's probably one of the most hated left backs that the fan.
I don't
base
care.
has.
He started and won the Champions League with them, bro. My man spent a boatload of time. He was 6 or 7. Dude, the guy could. His biggest problem was, and this is the interesting part here, right? My man kept kept getting fined for having someone else go take his driver's license. I think he got locked up because that's illegal. But now he's got the license to be a fisherman. I don't know. Parece pagou alguém. In Portugal, things are a little bit, you know what I mean? It's just, the guy couldn't get a driver's license, but he's going to get a captain's license. I don't know, bro. It's just, that sounds a little bit more complicated for me.
He's a man of the sea, not of the road. Okay.
I think he just owns the boats, like you
El
said.
Don Dubarco, El Don
I don't think
Dubarco.
he knows how to drive them.
The
Shit.
question I was going to ask you guys was, looking at the 3 teams here, and yes, we have what you call that? We have a lot of the same guys on the team. But when you think about these guys when arriving at Benfica, right? Which guys do you think had the most hype when they arrived at Benfica?
I'm gonna
Look-
let's go with Dave's team first. I'm looking at Dave's team and I'll tell you which guy arrived with the most hype that I think. All right.
It's Gabigol on that team. Gabigol.
Gabigol is definitely that.
Gabigol is the only one that had the crit because everybody else is just, I mean, nice players, whatever. But Gabigol by far.
Mukhtar had piqued my interest because he had just been with the German national team, the youth German national team, and they had won. I don't know if it was the European Cup or World Cup, and he was part of that.
See, but Alfred, piquing your interest in coming
Piqued
with
my-
hype.
right?
Yeah,
But I think that when you look at that, Gabigol has to be the biggest one.
On that team is Gabigol by far. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anyone even close. It's Gabigol by far. But I don't think out of all the 3 teams, I don't know.
Diego,
This
you
is,
think
this is
you,
for his year.
Diego, you think Conte came with big hype? I don't know, man. Nobody really knew Conte was. He was just him
Well,
and Lemma
Chris,
were.
like Chris said, he was top center back there in Argentina, right?
Yeah, that
in
the
the
season
year.
before Benfica got.
Yeah,
won
but he
the
got
guy.
him for like 3 million, bro. I mean, you can't be that much hype when you get a guy for that price. I mean, I get it. Look, he was team of the year. You expected more, but hype.
Yeah,
Ferreira had hype, right?
yeah.
I think Corchia and Douglas come from Barcelona. Corchia, French national team, right? At one point. But I think the one that takes the icing on the cake, though, it's probably Gabigol.
On that other team.
No, but I'm just including
No.
my squad.
Including all the guys.
On yours, I think it would be Ferreira.
Yeah,
Most of that hype was coming from you, Chris, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I was excited for him. That's one of like the 2 I've gotten wrong over 10 years of the podcast. Not
Yeah,
bad
forgot
numbers,
about that.
but I got that
Forgot
one
about
wrong.
that.
Got that one
Yeah,
wrong.
I would say out of this list, Ferreira was probably the one guy that was with the hype. Even though that it's again, Judy Cheech as a young player, supposedly very very good with a lot of potential. He was a guy that also piqued my interest. Can I
The
use
guy that we
Piqued my
signed,
interest?
the guy that we signed with a tremendous amount of hype, never got out of the B team. It was the dude. I think he's a Dutch kid. He was like everybody wanted him, and Benfica wound up with, and then people even blamed. So sad it is. Blamed his career getting off track by hanging out with Adelta Rapt once he joined.
Oh,
You remember what I'm talking about? The kid.
yeah.
Dutch
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, there it is. Yogre Bilal, whatever. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, that dude.
Bilal, yeah, Bilal.
That's some hype on that kid too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever happened to him? Nothing. What about out of this team? Yeah, I said, yeah, Juricic was probably a guy that I was looking
Looking at your
forward to.
team.
The-
At your team.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jonathan,
lot of those guys-
Mora,
Yeah.
and Jonathan Rodriguez. More so
Yeah.
than Juricic. More so than Juricic.
Yeah. There wasn't
Thank
a
you,
lot of
Taquara.
hype for anyone else.
Yeah, Taquara, I had you on my team, bro. I think all of us had you on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our Mankus, here it is. Our all Manku cast.
Let's go back.
team.
Go back to that, Dave. Go back to that. Please.
To Alfredo's?
No, to all of them. If you could put all
All
whatever.
three? Okay.
Yeah, put all three of them real quick. Because I want because this goes back to the question I asked before. We didn't get to it,
What was it?
What was your question?
which was out of these guys, which ones would actually have a spot on today's roster?
Yeah, let's do that exercise. I think that would be
Okay,
interesting.
Yeah.
That should be interesting. Nah, I don't
I-
know, man. Like I told you, I don't want to be.
I'll be nice. Out of all 4 or 6 right backs, I think they can compete with all our right backs now. Our left backs, they can't be worse than Gio Diaz, so they could all compete.
Yeah, no, I got to be honest with you, man. I have a lot of emotions about this team, so it's hard for me to not be biased. Maybe. Let's see. Varela, no, couldn't start. Hermes or Bruno Cortes, no, I don't think either one of those.
Forget start. I said have a spot on the roster.
Okay, so
I didn't
Varela,
say
no.
start.
Hermes, Bruno Cortes, I would say no. Or are they better than? I don't think they're better than Gil Diaz. Gil Diaz is god awful, but I don't think either Hermes or Cortez would beat him. What do you think, Sin?
I don't know nothing. He's from my hometown. I love you. I love you. Gio
I love you,
Diaz.
Jesus.
Next.
Conti and Cesar Martins, I don't think any. Christian Lemon, no. Corsia and Douglas, no.
Corsia is not better than Andre Almeida. Today, we're talking about today.
That's not the question. The question
Oh.
is he better than Gilberto?
Is he worthy? Is he?
No, there's not many. There's not many fullbacks in world football better than Gilberto Carlos.
Is he better than Lázaro?
Lazaro's
Is he,
been a huge
is
disappointment,
Corsia
bro.
better than Andre Almeida? I don't know.
In-
Maybe. Or
at
Douglas?
their prime. At their
Are we
prime.
talking about Corsia when he was with Benfica or our current state?
No,
Yeah.
it isn't
Corsia.
Benfica.
Yeah, current state coach probably retired, Dave. Yeah,
Let's
but
see.
with his state at Benfica, you're probably right. Probably not. Nuno Tavares, yes. Tomas Tavares, yes. On today's team, yes. Didn't be on today's team. Roderick, Conti, Cesar Martins, Lema, no. Felipe Augusto, I think so. Danilo, questionable. Celis, Juricic, Chiquinho, Mukhtar, no. Bruno Cesar Olajan, we can have a conversation. Mora, Jara, Jonathan, Caio, even Caio, on a good day. But no. João Carvalho, Bebe,
Everybody has their
Castillo.
good days.
Yeah, Castillo, Diego Souza, Kardec, no. Gabigol, yeah. Yanni, hell no. I can't see the rest of my team. Who is Castillo? No. Ferreira, no. Zé Gomes, no. Kardec, no. Yeah, I mean,
Zé Goals.
Zé Gomes.
We gotta start under who did he get a start? He was only like 17 years old.
It might have been Rui
Was that
Vitória.
Vitória?
It might have been Rui
Was Vitória?
Vitória. Yeah.
And then another guy that was hyped as the next
Well,
big thing out of Seixal.
Alfredo, ironically enough, the guy that's got the most players that probably play on today's team is you, bro.
Let's see.
Felipe Augusto, Bruno
Oh,
Cesar
that could-
Olajan. They can play on today's team.
I don't know. I don't think Felipe Augusto could play on today's would have a spot on this roster. Neither would Danilo, neither should none of the four that I have would have a
No.
spot. To be honest with you, I'm looking at this, and I don't think any of these guys would have a spot on this year's roster.
Oh, but
And
for
I'm
the-
and
Felipe
and like I
Augusto-
said, I got a lot of emotions about this year's rosters.
Felipe Augusto would, Alfredo. Bruno Cesar
who?
would, bro. Ola John would.
Who would Felipe Augusto play or be in a pecking
Maite.
order higher than?
Maite.
Really?
What do you want me to tell you? Felipe Augusto's better than today. Paulo Bernardo.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. You could start him. You could start. I think Felipe Augusto would, from the beginning of the season to now, would have been. I think he could have played on this team. I think he could have played. Bro, we've had João Mario and Vigo. That's it. That's all we've had in the middle all year long. That's it. Tarap played for a minute. Bernardo was playing out for a minute. Maite had a cup of coffee. Tell me Felipe Augusto couldn't at least be the third option? I think so.
Ah, mas para isso também não mandavas o Florentino embora.
Mas o Florentino não tá aqui, pá.
Tá
Estamos
bem,
a falar destes.
Se o Florentino is not on this team, I very much doubt that Felipe Augusto would be. I don't know.
What are you talking about, Alfredo? Florentino is not on the current team, and he's not on this list. So why are we talking about Florentino?
I understand.
But Alfredo's trying to
if there
compare
was
the two
somebody
players.
that had to be on this team, would it be Florentino or would it be Felipe Augusto?
I don't know. Dude, Florentino wasn't an option. He's gone.
No, it's not.
So you saying if I had to
understand,
choose,
but
if
we have-
they were both at the team at the beginning of the year, and one of them you had to choose one of them, right?
Mhm.
But dude, you have to remember, Florentino is a guy that wants to get minutes. Benfica was looking for a place to stash him in so he could get minutes to evolve, to develop. Felipe Augusto is a guy that I think wasn't going to complain if he's going to play 6 games or play 60 games. So I think you can't compare the two. Do you get what I'm saying?
No,
Because
I
one
understand.
guy they want to rotate. This guy they didn't care if he just sat there. And look, epá, vai jogar quando houver oportunidade. Quando há, sentas. That's it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying like it. You know? But yeah, I mean, you give me the choice. Pick one or the other. Yeah, I'm picking Florentino. Fine. But I think there's decisions that are made based on that. Bro, you're not going to play a lot. So if you're not going to play a lot, I'm going to keep this guy around because I want to develop this other kid.
I get that approach from you. I get
Yeah.
it.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but for me, it's like if I'm building a competitive roster in the middle, I'm putting in Florentino over Felipe Augusto, regardless of the plans that you have for either one of them or what their role would be in the team. I think that if I'm building the strongest midfield that I could possibly
See.
do, that I would take Tino. over
see,
Felipe
Alfred, I
Augusto.
totally understand what you're saying, but you're going outside the guidelines. It's these guys
Right,
in
right.
the current teams. Florentino's not in the current team. So
But it could be.
it could be. Then Jota could be too, and whomever else could be too. All the guys on loan could be, but they're not.
Right.
We're talking about today.
Yeah.
The team that played today, the 25 that are available today for Benfica, those are the guys I'm talking about today.
Yep.
And I don't know, Felipe Augusto. Look, I'm not saying he's a star, but
Yeah, Gary B's mentioning Sydney. I thought that Sydney was decent for Benfica, man. He was just a guy that you watch him on the field, man, and there was like he always seemed very slow. And I don't know if he was one of those guys that's like a falso lento, like they say it in Portugal. I don't know what that could mean in English or something that's the same. Falso lento. He's like a guy that his speed is misleading almost. That it doesn't seem like the guy has speed, but he has speed. But I always thought he had good feet, man, and he
I'll
had
tell
a decent spell in Spain.
that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I'll tell you this much. He couldn't have been that slow. He had a nice career, nice run at Coruña.
Yeah,
You don't spend 6-7 years in La Liga if you're slow footed. He's one of those guys that looks slow, but compa, quando o gajo metia a mudança, he could take off.
yeah. It was just one of those guys,
Yeah.
man.
I didn't
just
think he was
looked like
terrible.
slow. No,
Yeah,
I thought he was
I didn't
good,
think he
man.
was terrible.
That's
I
why I
didn't
don't even look at him to put him in this list because I thought he was pretty decent.
Yeah, but I think
pretty
it's more than
decent.
10 years as well. Like Diogo Reis is saying. I think
No,
it's
he's
more
he's in there. I'm pretty
He's
sure
in?
he's
He was
there.
at the bottom
Yeah,
of the list.
he was in there.
Oh,
He
okay.
must have just caught like a little.
Yeah,
bit.
I didn't think he was terrible. I mean, all these guys we mentioned were worse.
Yeah, Carlos says
And the crazy thing is that
Sefton
all
Lake's
these
fast.
guys, yeah, all these guys that we mentioned after they left Benfica, it was a wrap. He left, and he, like we said, look, he's not a superstar, but my man played 7
consistently.
whatever it was in La Liga.
Yeah, he
So
played consistently.
I believe he was at Valencia as well, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know right now.
Maybe
Maybe
for a
I'm
short
wrong.
spell.
It might have been
For
Valencia
some reason, I'm thinking Betis.
or
Hmm,
yeah,
okay.
something like that. I
That's
know
what
it wasn't.
I think it was Betis.
Yeah, it might have been Betis and then to Coruña. I know it wasn't just
Yeah,
Coruña.
I want to say Betis too.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Dave, what was
Back
it?
in Brazil right now with Cruzeiro.
Oh, Cruzeiro, like second division. Ay, Jesus. Ronaldo's taking over that team, but fat Ronaldo.
All right. Well, so we got right. That
Yeah,
was
it's been fun.
Did you guys
Yeah.
enjoy that? It beats it beats talking about the games.
Yeah, we're gonna post these lists on our on Benfica podcast on Instagram, on Twitters. Feel free to comment. Obviously, criticize my team. You're getting blocked. Probably, you know what I mean? So but yeah, feel free to share your thoughts. And we look forward to answering your comments.
Yeah, man. That was fun, man. That was
Yo,
fun.
Ray said that Felipe Gus got more airtime now than when he on today's podcast than when he actually played.
You're right. You're right about that. No, that was fun. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for putting that together graphically, man. That was awesome.
Espera,
No
you,
worries.
we none of the three of us are the Munku Master on this team, bro. He's the Munku Master. How's he not on the Munku list?
That guy doesn't deserve any spot on our all-decade
Nah,
team.
We already talked about enough about him.
Grand Peasy, bro, is gonna be a guy that we
No,
look
he's a
at
Munku
sideways,
Master,
but his
man.
numbers are.
It's not. That's the thing, man. His numbers when 20 years from now, 25 years from now, nobody's gonna remember the cross-eyed Pizzi. People are gonna look and say, "Man, this guy tore it up for at least 3-4 years at Benfica with the numbers that he got." So that's undeniable, man. It's there.
Yep. But he is the Munku Master, so
He is the Munku Master.
shout out to the Munku Master on Munku Night here on Benfica Podcast. Thank you
Yeah.
to all the Freddies for participating. You guys always make this a lot more fun, man. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, man.
Believe it. It's appreciated from the bottom of our heart. Comment again, praise me, knock these other two guys, and it's all welcome. And we look forward to being here once again next week, man. And we're going to try to give you a little something different over the next couple of weeks, because to just sit here and hammer on the same thing over and over and over, it's not going to be exciting. So we'll see. We'll talk about the
Gets
games.
old.
We'll talk about some of these things, and
It gets
yeah.
old. It gets old. So
Mhm.
I mean, that makes
Sure.
it's
Maybe next week, Alfredo, we'll talk about favorite uniforms over the last 10 years.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's do it. We got 10 seasons, right? 10 seasons, 10 uniforms, right?
Yeah.
And we could do main uniforms, and we could do
None of these alternate, these silver things
no,
that
let's
look like
do-
it's
let's
a
do the
piece of tin
alternates.
foil.
let's do the alternates.
All of them,
So
right?
we'll
And
we'll
rank
pick
'em?
we'll pick top 3 and worst 3. We think
Tá bem.
sounds good, man. Let's do it.
Tá bem.
10
You guys tune in
seasons.
next week to YouTube to see these jerseys, or else we're gonna have to
yeah.
be descriptive when we're
Yeah, that's gonna
describing these
be
jerseys.
yeah, that's gonna be tough for people on the podcast world, but we'll make it up. We'll make it up somehow. All right, everyone.
No, it's easy. If you listen to it and you're intrigued,
Yeah,
you just go
we'll
watch
be
it again on
descriptive.
YouTube. That's it. You watch it twice. 2 likes for the price of one.
We'll be very descriptive on the jerseys. As a matter of fact, Cristiano and I may have a few of them, so we could actually look at them in front of our face and make some comments about it. Should be good. Should be fun. Dave, once again, thanks a lot for putting this together graphically. Cristiano, as always, good job following the rules and picking more players than you were supposed to.
Bro, it's
Or
not my-
only picking 11 instead of 18.
It's not my
Yeah,
fault
for
that
some-
they got more monkus than we would have liked. I mean, what are you gonna do? There's a lot of guys to
For
choose
somebody
from.
that didn't want to pick subs at first, ended up listing 11 subs to go along with his.
No, but I
11
still- Dave,
Mongoose.
I still believe on the Monku's team, that's fine. You can name 36. I don't care. But on the starter, on the good squad, right? Meaning on everyone's favorite 11. I think 11 is 11 because then it cuts out a lot of the like me, for example. I copped out by naming Aymar on my bench, right? If I didn't name him at all, it'd pique a lot more interest in people. The Freddies will get on my case. At least now, like, okay, I still got him there. That's why I think 11 is 11. That's it. But
yeah, but even so, there was a lot of guys that weren't on there that I could have asked you about. But I think that when you add them to the bench, then you kind of add to the redundancy of the whole team. I think. I don't know.
Mi equipo ganha Champions League easy. So,
yeah,
that's it. JJ, coach, for sure.
Oh yeah, when you look at these 10 seasons, you have to. You can't name anyone else other than JJ.
One of the Freddies mentioned earlier, JJ would be on both teams. Best man and the Monku manager. Yes.
No, you
the
said
second
Verissimo,
spell
bro.
on the Monku.
Oh, Verissimo for sure.
No,
I
you
said Verissimo.
Verissimo
I did.
No,
I did.
One of the Freddies in the chat.
Oh, okay.
One of the Freddies said, but
JJ is the-
Verissimo. I mean, Verissimo.
Yeah. No, I mean, you could. Here's the thing, right? You look at the JJ era as the era in which he kind of brought Benfica back from not winning in a while to be a contender every single year, rather than in December or January you're already 12 points behind like you are now. Right, and you didn't compete. JJ brought that. What's that word that they use all the time? Hegemony, eh? Hegemony. And then he was able to do what he did. Right, the team played well. He had a good style. They won records, and then you had Rui Vitória, which really completed or brought along to the Tetra, right? Right? Or was it Tetra, right? Four in a row.
Yeah. We won the 3. I think he won the 3 and the Tetra.
So I kind of look at him for that, for being the one guy that gave continuation to that streak. But
the quality of the roster started dipping. Just want to throw in there.
It started dipping right after as we were going for the Penta. That's when it started.
No,
dipping.
it started dipping before that. Before that.
But we had a chance go for the Penta, and that's when we started disinvesting in the team. And then Lage, when you can look at Lage, that miraculous second round that won us a championship. I think those are probably the 3 eras of these 10 years that you look at and consider, at least for me.
I just want to remind everybody that Benfica is now currently sitting 6 points ahead of 4th place with a lot of games to go, and we hope we keep that distance, at least to get in that Champions League qualifier come next August. Just want to throw that out there.
Go ahead, throw it out. See if anybody
catches
it. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for checking us out. Thanks for helping. Thanks for being active in the chat. And we had fun, man. Certainly it was a lot more fun than talking about other stuff. Next week, we'll bring you best jerseys, the top 3 jerseys and worst 3 jerseys of the past 10 years. Another fun one.
Shit, we're gonna run out of things to talk about over the last 10 years.
And then maybe by then Verissimo will start winning, and then maybe we could talk about.
Where's he gonna go back to the B team?
Pode ser. All right, everyone. Thanks for checking us out, Cristiano. Bye.
Arrivederci.
Freddies.
Love you guys. Stay tuned. Twitter account, Instagrammers, Facebookers. Vai lá, tá tudo. Bye. Arrivederci. Oi.